Smells so I heard it. Applesauce vinegar. So, let's get y'all see something. Yeah, go bring it up. It is onions, and we're going to talk about it in just a second. How many of you have fingers? And how many of you know that you have something called fingerprints on your fingers? You know something? Everybody's fingerprint is different. There's no other fingerprint like yours, or yours, or yours, or yours. And so, we understand this, that God made us unique. He made everybody different. And when we look at this, we know that we have something that is different on us on the outside. We also have something that's different on us on the inside. How many of you have ever heard of the word deoxyribonucleic acid? Y'all heard it? Oh. God, you ain't heard of that. What are you talking about? How many of y'all heard of deoxyribonucleic acid? What is deoxyribonucleic acid? It is DNA. That's right, that's right. DNA is something that God put inside of us that is different from everybody else in the world. These things are little strands that's in our cells, and it tells us how we're going to look, how many eyes we're going to have, what color our hair is going to be, how tall we're going to be, you know, how strong we're going to be. It tells us everything about ourselves. And so God has made us very unique. And, you know, when we understand that God made us different, how do you think we all came to be who we are? How did you become who you are? Or how did you become who you are? Where did you come from?
My parents.
You came from your what?
Parents.
That's right. You came from your parents. And when your parents came together, it became you. You became someone. And you are totally different than anyone else in the world. So what we're going to do is understand that in the beginning, what did God do? He created the heavens and the earth, and He created the animals, He created the fish, and then He created man. He made man. How did He create man? Out of the dust of the earth. That's right, He created man out of the dust of the earth. And then there was Adam and who else?
Eve.
Adam and Eve. And Adam and Eve were our first two parents. And from them became all of us. Alright? And from Adam and Eve, we have the DNA that we have amongst ourselves. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do a simple experiment. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but what is this in my hand? An onion. And what is this? Soap. And what is this? Salt. It's salt. Y'all might not know what this is, but what is this? That's not pepper. It's meat tenderizer. Special ingredients. And what I did was I took an onion and I chopped it up, and then I put it into the blender. Y'all hear the blender? I put it in the blender, and then I took it and I put it in the bowl, I put it in the glass, and then I took the soap and I poured it into the glass. And then, and then next, what is this right here? Does anybody know what this is? Alcohol. And when I put these things together, what it does is, it will allow us to see the DNA from the onion. We'll be able to see the DNA from the onion. I gotta fill this up quicker than this. Turn this off. Yeah, hold this.
Just wash the carpet.
Alright. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the glass. And I've already done it. If you come up close, you will see. We'll see it later. I'll show it to you later. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the alcohol in very slowly. And what it will do is it will cause the DNA to separate. I ain't doing it slow enough, but anyway. And if you look at the glass closer, you see that the water and the soap mixture and the alcohol is not mixing together. It's kind of sitting on top. You see that? Can't see it?
zoom in anymore?
It won't, it's not focusing.
Yeah, sure. We'll zoom in some more for me. There we go. I'll show you just a second. All right. I think that's enough there. Oh yeah. All right. So what it is that we have that soap and onion mixture together, and down at the bottom there's be little strands, almost like little pieces of real thin spaghetti. And after a minute or so, what it will do is it will separate, and we'll be able to take the little sticks and scoop it out, and that will be DNA. And what people do, you see this stuff on TV, and they're trying to find out stuff about unsolved mysteries and stuff like that. They take DNA and they can tell who the person is. They can tell them what color hair they had, how tall they were. I don't know how they do that. But they can do that with DNA because God has put DNA not only in humans, but He's put it in everything, in our fruit, in our vegetables, in all kinds of living creatures. There is DNA. And you can see some of it coming up. Just have to wait a little bit. Let's see if it's going to work here. Now try this again.
This is something he did. That's something he did. Got that.
That's right. We got to wait a few minutes.
Okay.
So, DNA. So how many of you heard of DNA again? Yeah, so DNA. And what does DNA tell you? What does it tell you? Yes, what else? What does DNA tell you? Color of your eyes. The color of your hair. How strong you're going to be. How tall you are. Your skin color. That's right. Yeah, it's going to be, you're going to be a lot like your parents, right? How many people tell you that you look just like your mom or look like your dad? You know why is that? It's because of DNA. And God. How smart you are. And so once we do that, I see it coming up here. Well, I think I do. I don't know if it's working or not. Let's see. Yeah, I might not have enough onions in this thing. Yeah, it's little, when you guys, when we finish up, I want you to come up and you see it. There's little strands floating around in the liquid, and that is DNA. And they'll take it, they'll put it under microscopes, and they can tell a lot of stuff about who we are as a person. So we're going to end it now. You guys will come up after we're done and see if we can see it. So God is this is pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yes.
It's amazing that God has put into each one of us all these different traits about ourselves that makes us different from everybody else.
That's crap.
And as we studied about, what did we study about? We studied about God, the Father, the Son, and what else? The Holy Spirit. And there's no other God like Him. He's made us unique, and He made us who we are. And I want to tell you something, boys and girls, I'm going to tell you something. Don't let anyone tell you that you are not important. Did you hear me? What did I say? Don't let anyone tell you that you are not important, because God has made you a wonderful creation. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. It is amazing what God has done in us. So I'm going to end it up right now because I'm past my time. But we're going to tomorrow we're going to talk about stuff from the universe. Is that all right? How many of y'all talk about the stars and the moon and the planets? Y'all interested in that? We're going to talk about that on tomorrow.
Yeah, I needed to have a Bible verse so I could introduce it.